How would you describe your relationship with your teammates now ever since the appointment of you as a new captain for the club? Like, do you wish anything remains the same, or do you wish to change something big?
No, I think it's very much the same. I don't really feel I've changed at all. You know, I think the group that we have is a solid group of lads, and for me, it's just about coming around them and making sure that things are okay and things are all right for them personally, on and off the pitch. And you know, I think as well, what's great is we've got so many different leaders within the squad, and that's helpful. It's not down to just one person. It's about being together as a team.
If you could share with us something personal, like what's one new thing you have probably discovered about yourself ever since the appointment?
I don't know really. I think you know, for me, it's just about maintaining standards and making sure that we apply ourselves in the right way and continue to you know, take this club in the direction that we know it can go. And I think that's where I feel my responsibility is to a degree.
Okay. Have you seen, like, let's talk about Eze for a little bit. Like, have you seen a player like him before? You know, someone with that kind of languid way of running. Like, he looks like almost effortlessly gliding the ball. Like, he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, if you could compare him to one player out there, who would it be?
I don't know. I think the way in which he moves, it's a little bit like, I guess, a combination of Ronaldinho and Hazard. The way in which he glides and moves, and like you say, it's effortless. You know, I think what he does with the ball and the way in which he manipulates the ball is frightening, and it's special, to obviously be a part of and see it every day in training.
I think that's the reason why people call him the Drunken Master. Back in his QPR days, like, if you guys could give him a new nickname, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. I think he's happy with Ebbs, and you know, I think you know, it's just obviously it's a delight to play alongside him, and obviously, you know, he deserves all the accolades that will come his way.
But how would a free roaming player like him fit perfectly into the Roy's defence first and very rigidly structured football at Crystal Palace?
Well, I think there's obviously a foundation in which we set. I think, and then you build from that, and every player has their roles and responsibilities within the structure and within that. But I think it's you know, you have the license to go and express yourself. You have the license to go and you know, go and get on the ball and do what you do, especially when going forward. There's no restrictions on that. I think just obviously defensively, you wanting players to do that side of the game as well, and I think that's important for any team. You need from front to back all to be on the same page and all to be working together. And I think then from that you end up being in probably a better place to counter, to, you know, express yourself going forward. And you know, you can pick up the ball in better areas when you come from a solid block, and when you come from a solid foundation, when you come from a solid shape.
That's beautiful. How would you describe how smooth the transition is from the previous manager Vieira to Roy Hodgson now? The mood in the dressing room and all that.
Well, I think obviously the period that we went through under Vieira was obviously tough, and you know, I don't think it's ever a nice thing to go through in football. You know, I have the utmost respect for him as a player and obviously as a manager. And I think obviously, you know, football is a cruel and brutal world at times, and it's a result business. And I think obviously when it isn't necessarily going your way, sometimes there's time, and sometimes you have to take. There has to be change, and I think obviously when the gaffer came back in, there was that rediscovering of you know, being able to express yourself and go forward, and I think that resulted in, you know, the form that we showed towards the back end of the last season and have done the start of this season.
Nice. All right. The absence of Zaha in the squad now, what's the one thing, if you could share, one thing that you miss so much about him, having him in a training ground or team?
I think Wilf obviously offered so much. you know, on the pitch. You know, he single-handedly kind of has carried this club and taken this club to the heights that it's got to. You know, for me, I got to see Wilf from, you know, a young all the way through really, my time here, and he obviously left and came back, but I remember playing against him when I was back at Portsmouth, and he was just breaking through at Crystal Palace, and you could see the quality, and you could see the talent that he possessed, and I think, you know, for me, you know, what he'd done and his attitude and application on the pitch was second to none. He always gave everything he had for this club, and he always gave everything he had on that pitch.